Let's get this guy moving. So, welcome back to Elden Ring. I have no idea what part this would be. Let me look real quick. This would be part 5. Okay. Okay. So yes, this is part 5. Uh Main reason I wanted to record a little bit. Okay, so let me kind of explain what I just did. So I went through the abandoned cave. That was the boss that I was kind of fighting with a little bit earlier. And I managed to get them down. So I now have. Oh, well, there's a few things that have changed. Here, let me get rid of that guy. So I now have the gold scarab, which increases runes obtained from defeating enemies, which is one of my favorite items to get. It's really nice. I also went through here before we the point of this video will to be make some progress through Stormvale Castle. If I get all the way through Stormvale, that would be awesome because that would let me make a lot more off-screen progress. But yeah, the Fringe Folk Hero's Grave. So there are kind of two paths in that grave. I did the one that gets you Erdtree's Favor, raises maximum health, stamina, and equip load, because that's a nice one to have. I also got the Nox Flowing Sword. That is from over in here. Over in Celia Town of Sorcery, by the Celia Understair. I don't remember if I recorded that fight, but yeah, with the Lustat's Glintstone Staff, which I will use once I have a intelligence of 52. We're not there yet. We kind of talked about doing an intelligence plus dexterity build. This sword is just dex, but I like it. I think it looks cool. This is its special ability, where it's kind of like a whip almost. So yeah, we've got just our shield. I do have my glintstone staff, and at this point we're just using a normal torch. I could, I think what I'm going to invest in next is some levels in, let me look, what is it called? Endurance, because my endurance is 10 right now. So the armor that I'm wearing is all pretty not great, to say the least. So I would like to get some better armor moving and grooving. But for right now, we are going to go through Stormvale Castle. Have a good time. Oh, you know what I want to do before I go through Stormvale Castle? I want to change some of the spells that I'm using. Because Glintstone Arc is nice. I need an intelligence of 38 for Night Comet. Okay. But we're going to do Glintstone Pebble alongside Glintstone Arc. Because sometimes I don't really need a full-on arc. I just need the one shot. Yeah, so this guy is fun. We'll talk about him. Yes, indeed I am. By hardened old hands, try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it. You'll breach the castle undetected. Very well. Yeah, so um he's he's kind of telling the truth. It's not a good idea to go through the main gate generally. Um I do not feel like going through the main gate, so that is not what I will be doing. It does take a little bit longer going around, but it's not the end of the world. Rune fragment. honestly, it doesn't even take that much longer. Um, the only thing about going around that sucks is these guys. But that's okay. That is why we do magic. Blink. Yep. Okay, so... yeah, the birds are not fun, but again, that's why we do magic. Well, I want to see how much damage this does. I just want to give it a tester. Yeah, so the arc does less damage overall. The birds are just annoying to fight more than anything else. Oh, I should have leveled up. I have 7,000 runes from the boss that I just killed. Okay. Whoop. Ooh. Okay. Well, that's really unfortunate because I needed what was up there. I also think I had lost audio, which is not cool. Oh, come on. Okay, so we're going to touch this grace, not sit at it just yet. I'm also going to see what happened with my audio. Okay, there we go. Maybe just because I'm going to make more fire pots. Oh, yeah, that was the one thing at the end of the last episode. I was trying to figure out how to farm the materials for fire pots, and I did figure it out. So the one nice thing this game does is it kind of shows you the progression you should be at, like, for the area you're in. Like, it just gave me Smithing Stone 3, so it's kind of making the point of, like, hey, by the time you get to Stormvale Castle, for the level we want you to be at, you should be using Smithing Stone level 3. Early introduction into these guys being pieces of ass. Oh no, shoot. Really? I mean, to be fair, it was probably just a mushroom, but... yeah, I don't like when they have enemies on areas where it's so easy for them to just fall off the side. Because what if that was a piece of his armor? Here, let me test. Yeah, I'm two-hitting these guys. I'm not super upset about how much damage I do. So, I think I had mentioned before about, like, the difference between, um, regular smithing stones and somber smithing stones. This weapon is one that uses somber. So, my scaling, depending on how long I use this weapon, my scaling is going to look a little bit different. So, let's see what this message is. Be wary of left, projectile weapon ahead. So kind of what that's saying is, well, they might actually be mentioning that guy down there. But the one thing here I can, yeah, those blood stains. These barrels explode when hit by fire. And these guys throw fire pots. The same fire pots that I can have. Yeah, they're not cool. Grab this. Get back. Um. Hmm. I have to think. Yeah, trap ahead, be wary of night. Yes. There is an enemy in there. He's not the worst. I just have to think of if I want to try to do this. So, if you don't know to grab a torch, you don't see him there. Oh yeah, that's Gostock. That's the guy that we met at the front. He locks you in here with the knight so that the knight kills you and he takes your money. Gostock does, not the knight. But I have magic. Oh, I don't have magic. Never mind. What the hell am I saying? I have no magic. None left. That's okay. That the knight moves his shield down the moment. There we go. Yeah, as long as you have fire pots, that knight is really not all that bad to fight. Rusty key, yeah, there's a door in here. I guess I didn't. Gosh, I feel so bad sometimes through this playthrough where it's like, oh yeah, I kind of already know things. Like I know to buy a torch for certain areas. Um, Curved sword talisman. Yep. Let me see. Enhances guard counters. So that's when an enemy hits me, and I have my shield, I can do a heavy attack, and that's called a guard counter. Um, that is one of my favorite talismans. Because I like doing guard counters. But yes, we will... Look. Up down here, there's a bunch of stuff around this area worth grabbing, but we'll use the rusted key. As there is out here. So St. Trina's arrow, I think this is... No, you have the sleep pots with Trina's lily. But this is one of the first places where you learn about St. Trina. Here, let me see... Where do all my arrows sit? Can I... Okay, maybe it's just with weapons. But yeah, this is kind of one of the first areas where you kind of learn that St. Trina does stuff with, like, sleep as an effect. I like that they expanded on her story in the DLC. Ow. Stop. I love the ladder combat and all of the, like, the Souls games. I cannot see a thing. What does it say? Didn't expect message, therefore praise the message. Indeed I will. I don't remember what it is that I get out of it. Oh, he'll come down to me. That to me is one of the most frustrating things about this game, that if you try to use a magic weapon but you don't have any magic left, you'll just look at it like a moron. Did I miss something out? I feel like I didn't grab anything out here. Did I miss something? Down. I will say one of the areas I know the least about is Stormvale Castle. And I wish I knew more because it's like one of the starting areas. I just don't know really anything about it. Or more like how to get around it well, I guess. I always kind of breeze through this area. I'm 100% going to die though. I should have sat at that site of grace and I didn't think of it. Yeah, that over there I really want to get. So there are a lot of enemies. I think at a point you might have seen me fight them. I mean, those ones I was not at all close to the level of being able to fight. Of the no jumping ahead, therefore try up. Yep. So saying that you can't get there at this point. Ooh, I don't have my shield out. Yeah, that's a guard counter. Um, I don't remember what I was just saying. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of crystal enemies in this game. Um, and anything like what I have, which is a slashing weapon, doesn't do a lot of damage to them. And it doesn't stagger them very easily. So stuff like I do have the Knight Rider's flail, but the brick hammer, which does have a strength requirement of 31. But there are other ones like that where it's a strike. Anything that says strike, even the club, um, they do a lot to like crystal or stone enemies, but anything that's a slash does not. And I like that detail. But that's why I actually don't really mind a dex and intelligence build because it allows me to, like, even if I can't necessarily do a lot of damage with like my main weapon, I can with my magic. It's nice. There's also there's one magic. I think we saw it with the one mage that I fought where he had like a gavel. Um Didn't expect message. Yes, how many of those throughout the game of didn't expect message, therefore like this message. Behold, look carefully. Yes, so that's the starting area. That is the building right above my head. That's the building that you start in. And you can get back over there. I think I might actually have the thing that would let me get back over there, don't I? I do. I have an imbued sword key, so I could get back over there at this point. But it's past Stormvale Castle. But in theory, I could get back over there. Do I really feel like fighting this guy? The answer is no. Yeah, he's gonna kill me. Okay, that's fine. What I should probably do now, um, I have to think. Do I have? I have Reduvia. I would need another level of Arcane. So, oh, here we go. Forked Hatchet. Awesome. We'll do that. So, to explain what I'm currently considering, there is a there's an enemy that gives you my runes can just stay there. That gives you a lot of money when you kill him. Uh, bu- 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 I just have to think of how I want to get there. We'll do Dragon Barrel West. And there is a way to make that enemy infinitely respawn. I don't like doing that. I think it's kind of shitty. You get enough runes generally from killing him the first time. It feels a little gross to continue to kill him. Dries a bone. Fool dragon, surrender your strength. Let me feast on your heart. Yeah, so this whole area dives a lot more into the Dragon Communion. One of the easiest uh, to access Dragon Communion churches is out here in Caelid. I think also the most dragons in this game are out here in Caelid. Because Grail, Exeeks, and then there's one more that I'm not remembering are also out here. Yeah, the fact that you can get a Somber Smithing 9, uh, which is the last level before the Ancient Somber Dragon Smithing Stone. And it's just down there. Yeah, the progression of where you can get Somber Smithing Stones to me has always been fascinating. Because I think the Somber 5 and the Somber 7 are the two hardest to get. But you can find Somber 9 literally everywhere. Right here, I just need to make my way around these dragons. And there's Grail there. I know he looks dead, but he's not. Or she? I'm not sure. I do not know Grail's gender. Here, we'll get a good look. Face of the dragon. Oh, not gonna roar because it hasn't noticed me. That's right. There we go. Now you see me. Um, but what you do, so the effect Blood Loss is super, super strong in this game. Like, a little too strong, I must admit. Um, so what you can do is, and this weapon has a blood loss buildup of 50. You literally just stand here. And then what that roaring, yeah, 13,000, because it does a flat 15% every time blood loss gets applied. Blood loss 50 is actually pretty nice. This hatchet was from one of the graves. It's just a weapon of the gargoyles down in the graves. Yeah, there we go, 13,000. So, Blood Loss 50, you probably, if you remember from some of the other videos, have seen that bar for Blood Loss show up on the bottom of my character. It affects how quickly Blood Loss builds up. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're already halfway, so I'm not necessarily worried about it. What I am curious though, so I have what I really wanted to get before killing Grail was the golden scarab or the gold scarab. But what I'm curious is, so if you see in the top left, I'm sure it's pretty small. Next to that, so that red square with an up is that my health is up because of the one thing I have. But the one next to it is the symbol of the gold pickled fowl foot. And right now, that effect is being given to me by the gold scarab, but I also have one of the gold pickle foulfoot as an item. I'm wondering if the rune acquisition stacks if I have the gold scarab already active and I use the gold pickled foulfoot. But in a few more hits we will see. I think we're close to the next 1300 chunk. There we go. There should be one more chunk of 1300. And yes, I recognize this seems mean. I am aware of how kind of awful it feels to just beat the shit out of Grail. But the money is worth it. You will see when the death happens. At this point, I can just switch to... Here we go. Switch to my flowing sword. 125 a hit isn't bad. There's an area, as soon as I get through Stormvale Castle, I can get up to Somber 4, I believe. There we go. Okay. Eat that, right? Rail's dead? Yes. Okay, awesome. Yeah, you get 5 Dragon Hearts. Oh, it does stack. That's awesome. Yeah, with the Gold Pickle Foulfoot, I think it's like 80,000. With the Gold Pickle Foulfoot plus the Golden Scarab, it was 115,000. That's awesome. Okay. So I want to get to... Can I get to 30 for my vigor? Yeah, that'd be awesome. Um... Well, actually, we'll do 25. Because I also I wanna crank my intelligence up a little bit. I want one more arcane. Yeah, and 2 more endurance. Cool. So now I have a lot more health, and I should be able to wear... Here we go. Yeah, we'll do red mane surcoat. Bandit mask is probably what I'm going to keep for now. I worked pretty hard on the hair for this character. Um... No, I want focus. This is okay. This isn't bad. I'm not upset about this. Okay, so let's see what we got up to status. Okay. Vigor's 25. That's pretty good. That's usually what I like to get to before trying to take on the main boss of Stormvale. Mind, I would like to get a little bit higher, but I'm not super worried about that. Endurance of 12 is good. I kind of just wanted to be able to wear a little bit better of a chest piece. Strength could probably start going up. A dex of 19 I'm very happy with. Intelligence of 15 I'm happy with. Arcane of 13, super, super happy with. But yeah, let's get back over to Stormvale Castle. Yeah, Stormvale Cliffside. Because I think I could probably, here, let me double check how long I've been recording for. 30 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I could probably get through... Well, you know what we'll do? I will leave this one at like a 30-minute episode, and I'll record another 30-minute episode, because I wanted to keep these shorter. All right. So yeah, we'll keep this one to 30 minutes. And then I will do another one and I will take care of the boss of this area. See you in the next one.